The face is the mirror of inner state. Pandit Sri Ram Sharma Acharya. Humans are completely free to make themselves as they please. Pandit Sri Ram Sharma Acharya. Book title आकृति देखकर मनुष्य की पहचान. Inferring about a person by looking at body features. Can personality be inferred looking at bodily features? Judging a book by its cover is not ideal. However, scholars of Samudrik Shastra, physiognomy, and anthroposcopy have concluded that every natural or acquired bodily mark and shape encode its owner's psychology and destiny. This pseudoscience has been accepted and practiced since thousands of years ago among Indians, Nepali, Chinese, Greek, Egyptian, Persian cultures, etc., and now has experienced revival and acceptance in Europe and America as well. Its knowledge has its root in Vedas and Hindu astrology. One branch of this knowledge, palmistry, was initially being criticized due to the lack of empirical evidence, but later, after several researches were done by European countries, it was concluded that this is wholly formalized based on physiology and psychology. Does this science promote fatalism? This science completely discards fatalism. Soul carries past karmas that exist in a person as character and behavioral traits. Bodily features are formed at birth based on these karmas. But this doesn't mean that people remain the same for their entire life. When a thought makes a permanent place in mind, it changes body shape, and when it becomes an attitude, it impacts every body part. How can this knowledge help society? Disease and flu experts warned of pandemics years ago. Quake which sparked the tsunami was noted though it failed to send an alert. A meteorologist predicts weather. Similarly, several socialists, environmentalists, economists all across the globe, what do? Well, based on current conditions, they predict the future. Anthroposcopy, Akriti Vidya, is formalized by observing and studying several individuals. It carries the capacity to expose the past and present of a person and can also predict the future based on current circumstances. And as far as future predictions are concerned, those can definitely be changed positively by inculcating behavioral changes in a person. And any change in character, deeds, and nature bring changes to face and body. What does this book come with? This is a small book from the ocean of literature by the author Pandit Sri Ram Sharma Acharya briefly touches on anthroposcopy, Akriti Vidya. This book would not only remove the mist of superstition around this subject, but would also explain the benefit of knowing this science altogether. Chapters broadly covered in the book are around various parts of the body like hair, eyes, nose, ears, etc. Few excerpts from the book. From the Arya dynasty, this knowledge spread across China, Tibet, Iran, Egypt, Yunnan, etc., and expanded further in other countries. Before 250 BC, in the court of Ptolemy, there was a scholar named Melampus who wrote a fine book on this subject. Currently, in Europe and America, scientists are successful in identifying human nature and character based on the chemical analysis of blood and sweat. Scholars like Sherrod did in-depth studies of this context and published their experiences which stirred up the world. Understanding a person by looking at body features is now a complete knowledge which has made it easy to know the inner self of a person in few moments. Some countries have certain chemical substances in abundance in their climates. Therefore, the residents of those countries have such elements in excess in their body. This is why different types or categories of hair are also formed. Differences would be found when comparing the hair of Italian, American, Russian, Chinese, and Indians. This variation is created due to the local climate impact on residents. This also contributes to the difference between one country to another and their people to another. One country's residents are also different from each other. Like two persons cannot have identical bodies. Similarly, the chemical composition of body and mental state cannot be the same. This dissimilarity also affects hair color. For example, due to excess iron in the body, hair color becomes black. Likewise, other chemicals and thoughts generate different colors. In ancient times, Greek and Indian sculptors made certain rules for sculptural art. According to those rules, they used to make the nose in the way. The higher the forehead, the longer the nose. The longer the eye, the wider the tip of the nose. The bigger the gap between the two eyebrows, the thicker the nose should be. According to anthroposcopy, Akriti Vidya, these measures are of a virtuous, mighty, intelligent, strong, and blessed person. If out of three, even one of the two features are found, then believe that person is carrying virtues in the same proportion. Animals with very thick necks like elephant, frog, pig, etc. cannot see around them because it is difficult to see around by turning a very thick neck. They cannot see side by side or anything at the back. Same nature is found in humans having thick neck. They want to consider the matter of today but keep ignoring the things of the past. Such people call also be called fools. It is to be kept in mind that one's auspicious signs should be revealed without any hesitation, but in disclosing the strikes related to some symptoms, one should act with great restraint. Because if due to some mistake those symptoms are not correct, then hatred, conflict, malice will increase without any reason. Secondly, the person will believe that God has made his features to be bad. Then he would get frustrated and would not try to leave his evils. Hence, as far as possible, this knowledge should be only used to encourage others, to highlight their virtues, and to inculcate feelings of self-pride and greatness. It is okay to be careful when seeing the bad qualities of a person, but it is not right to make him frustrated, shameless, and foster enmity by discrediting and discouraging him. Let us conclude this book with this warning of all these important things to the practitioners of anthroposcopy, Akriti Vidya. Some topics covered in the book: face, a mirror of inner state; hair, eyes, eyebrows, nose, teeth, lips, way of life or living.